Pennsylvania. This is CBS 21 News at 6.
An update now on the 5 people who were found dead in Berks County in an apparent murder-suicide. We now know the victims are the Short family, 40-year-old Mark Sr., his 33-year-old wife Megan, and their children, 8-year-old Leanna, 5-year-old Mark Jr., and 2-year-old Willow were found shot to death along with their family dog. It happened at a neighborhood home on Winding Brook Road in Sinking Spring. Police responded around 2 p.m. yesterday. A family member was supposed to meet Megan, the mother, for lunch. When she didn't show up, she got worried. Officials say the parents have had domestic issues in the past. Police found a murder-suicide note in the home and a gun next to one of the parents. They didn't say who's the shooter. The families made the news in the past about getting medication for their youngest daughter, Willow, who had a heart transplant.
And looking at that first warning forecast right now, locally we've had no rain, no wet weather. It is beautiful out there. That first warning live Doppler HD is just tracking beautiful weather. And there's more where that came from. It was warm, and it still is warm, but the humidity is so much lower. In fact, you can see that deep blue sky. It is just gorgeous out there right now. 88 degrees in Harrisburg, 87 in Carlisle. A little hotter for Chambersburg, closer to the Maryland border, although 83 in Lancaster and York, so kind of a mixed bag there with the temperatures, but still very nice. And of course, highs today very close to where we are right now, so that's where we should top off. So throughout the evening, we'll see those numbers dropping off, give or take 7, 8 o'clock. We'll see the numbers in the low to mid 80s. 9 p.m. 77 with clear skies, and 11 p.m. we'll see a clear sky, 72. So it's going to be a comfortable evening, and it stays dry. So that is some good news. And you know what more good news is for Capital Region water customers in Harrisburg? That boil water advisory is now lifted. Good news, lifted for properties on 13th and 1400 blocks of North Cameron Street. The advisory went in place on Thursday after a water main break. Officials are going door to door to let affected customers know they can drink the water once again. So some good news there. Lara.
Thank you, Chris. New details about the York County man who died after his motorcycle collided with a car Friday night. We now know his name is Jeffrey Brown. He's from Spring Garden Township. He crashed at the intersection of Greenbrier Road and East Canal Road in Conewago Township. He died at York Hospital yesterday early in the morning. He was 48 years old. Police in York are investigating 3 early morning shootings that happened yesterday. They took place within a mile of each other and all happened in less than 6 hours. 36-year-old Eugene Brabham was shot twice on South Pine Street around 8 a.m. and later died at the hospital. There's no suspect in that killing. Police do have a suspect named in the South Penn Street shooting. Police say 28-year-old Marquez McCowan was in a family dispute when a shot he aimed at someone else went astray and hit a 10-year-old. The child's in stable condition. McCowan is not in custody. And finally, police say a 28-year-old man was shot in the wrist around 2:30 a.m. outside of the Cobblestones restaurant on South George Street. If you have any information on these shootings, you can go to CBS21.com to submit an anonymous tip to police. Happening tomorrow, the Harrisburg community is gathering to remember the life of Brian Taylor. He was shot and killed on the 1400 block of Vernon Street, July 30th. Marcus Williams was charged for his murder. Taylor's family will hold a vigil for him tomorrow at 17th and Vernon Streets in Harrisburg at 5 p.m. The group Mothers in Charge will also be there to speak out on community violence. Also happening tomorrow, jury selection in the trial for State Attorney General Kathleen Kane is scheduled to take place despite her request to hold off. Pennsylvania's highest court declined to intervene in the criminal case. Kathleen Kane requested that it take up her claim that the grand jury who investigated her was unlawful and unconstitutional. Kane is accused of leaking secret grand jury material in another case and lying about it under oath. And you can count on CBS 21 for continuing coverage of Kathleen Kane's trial. I'll be headed to Norristown tomorrow for jury selection, and we'll have the latest updates here on air, on our website, and on Facebook and Twitter. New tonight, a Cannabis Career Institute is teaching budding entrepreneurs how to get started in the rapidly growing medical marijuana industry. They're gathering at the Best Western Hotel in Harrisburg.
People are always weighing the difference between fear and greed. Everyone's afraid that they're not going to get in the business, but everyone's looking that they think this is the new green gold rush. So somewhere there's going to have to be an understanding and a balance, and that's what we're trying to develop here.
This event comes after Pennsylvania recently approved the use of medical marijuana, and Governor Wolf appointed John Collins as the inaugural director of the state program. To national news now, a West Virginia community is working together to build an entirely new neighborhood for people who lost their property in the floods in June. Roughly $2 million were donated by individuals and local businesses. At the groundbreaking today, officials said they want the new homes to give these families a new sense of hope.
I hope it gets better and stronger, which is hard to believe after everything we went through. We're still standing together, and I just hope it builds back up to what it used to be.
The construction services were also donated to the cause. They hope to build 40 new homes in the development. And after 24 people were taken to the hospital with overdose symptoms at an Ohio music festival, police have a suspect in custody. A woman told police she saw this man reaching into his backpack and pulling out handfuls of candy packets, throwing them into the crowd. 28-year-old Matthew Gross from Michigan is charged with trafficking drugs at the EST Fest in Butler, Ohio. It's a 5th-degree felony. Narcan was used on the patients to reverse the overdose effects. The candy tested positive for THC. In international news now, and ISIS is claiming responsibility for that machete attack that happened yesterday in Belgium. An Islamic State-affiliated news agency posted on Twitter today that the attack was carried out by one of the group's soldiers. The attack wounded 2 police officers. Belgian prosecutors say the attacker was a 33-year-old Algerian man known to police for criminal offenses, but not for terrorist attacks. He was shot and killed by police during a standoff. And after escaping a blanket ban from the Olympics, Russia was kicked out of the upcoming Paralympics as the ultimate punishment for the country running a doping operation. The earlier decision allowed individual sports to decide if Russians could compete, but the International Paralympics Committee announced their decision at a press conference today. No Russians are allowed to compete in the multi-sport event involving athletes with a range of physical disabilities. Covering election 2016 now, in an interview with CNN, former Republican presidential candidate John Kasich speaking out on being asked to be Trump's VP. The Ohio governor says he wasn't asked directly.
I never got a call. Apparently my aides did.
Donald Trump Jr. did call one of your aides and had that conversation?
That's what the reports are, but you know.
But I mean, your aide said that that's accurate?
That's what one of them has told me, yeah.
Yeah, that it was accurate.
Yeah, but I never got a call, and that's yesterday.
Kasich said he never considered being vice president, saying he has too many opinions. He was the last Republican challenger left standing ahead of Trump's nomination. Kasich did not attend the GOP convention because he doesn't support Trump. Donald Trump speaking at a rally in New Hampshire last night, discussing if Hillary Clinton is presidential enough to hold our country's highest office.
Remember, ISIS is looking, folks. They dream of Hillary Clinton. They look at her and they say, this can't be happening to us. How great is this? Now you tell me she looks presidential, folks. I look presidential.
But Clinton is making an impression on many in Virginia. It's known as a battleground state, but the gap is opening up. She's pulling ahead of Trump 49% to 37%. That's according to a CBS News poll. And our mission at CBS 21 is to connect you with the presidential candidates to inform and empower you. Last night, we showed you our extended interview with Donald Trump, and we're working on doing the same with Hillary Clinton. So we want to hear from you. Tell us what questions you have for Clinton and Trump. We're giving you a voice in this historic race for the White House. Send an email to news@cbs21.com or message us on our CBS 21 Facebook page. And to see that full one-on-one interview with Donald Trump, you can head to our website, cbs21.com. The Cumberland County community is coming together to celebrate and honor their local veterans. There's food, music, and fun for families. And the event's raising money for the Veterans Memorial Fund. CBS 21's Courtney Highfield is live in Silver Spring Township at the event right now. Courtney.
Lara, the Barbecue and Bluegrass Festival just got started about an hour ago. There's great music out here, great food, and it's all for a great cause, to honor the local veterans. Now, this is the 10th year that the Parks and Rec Department has teamed up with the local Veterans Committee to put on this event. Organizers say today is all about getting families outside, bringing the community together, and honoring the sacrifices made by veterans. We spoke with a local veteran who says seeing all of this community support means the world to him and his fellow vets.
Makes me feel great. most veterans will say a simple thank you is wonderful. To have an event like this, I think it speaks volumes of the local community.
I think it's really important to focus on those who give, sacrifice their lives and, do a service to our country, and it's especially important right now in today's age.
And today's event is also about finishing raising money to pay for this Veterans Memorial here in the middle of the park. We're told they're about $20,000 away from finishing paying for it. Live in Silver Spring Township, Courtney Highfield, CBS 21 News.
Thank you, Courtney. Several Walmart shoppers are sent to the hospital while a swarm of bees caused the superstore to evacuate. And a progressive pope is making another shocking move. Why women shouldn't rule out the possibility of joining the Catholic clergy. Chris?
And it was a beautiful day, and it still is just a beautiful day, right? The question is, how long does the beauty continue? All that full forecast, you don't want to miss it. Coming up after the break.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6. CBS 21 News at 6 with Lara Greenberg, meteorologist Chris Nallan, and Chanel Douglas with sports. This is CBS 21 News at 6.
This week's Sunday Salute is for Rudolph Dolman Sr. from Harrisburg. He was nominated by Daryl Dolman, who tells us Rudolph was a private first class in the Korean War. Thank you, Rudolph, for your service. And do you know a current or former military member, police officer, firefighter, or first responder you'd like to nominate for our Sunday Salute? You can do so by going to our Facebook page, website, or emailing us at salute@cbs21.com. And a beehive sale goes wrong at a Walmart in Oklahoma. The person buying the hives was in the process of securing them in his truck when there was an accident. Oklahoma City fire officials say 3 people were stung and sent to the hospital after the bees got loose. The store and parking lot were evacuated quickly. One of the beekeepers who responded to the scene says he thinks the problem was with the equipment used. Pope Francis has given his blessing to start considering the idea of women in the clergy. It's a move that's both shocked and excited many in the church. Pope Francis says his decision came after intense prayer and mature reflection to appoint a panel to study the idea of women deacons in the Roman Catholic Church. Deacons are ordained ministers who can preach as well as preside over weddings and funerals, but they can't celebrate Mass.
The church would be making a great statement about the dignity and place of women in the world.
The idea for the commission originally came from the nuns, not the Pope himself. He agreed to the study, but the Vatican says not to expect change anytime soon.
And now, CBS 21 News First Warning Weather with meteorologist Chris Nallan.
All right, we're going to switch it up here a little bit. Before we get to weather, take a look at this behind me. I want to show you this crazy video from NASA. Right now it's raining plasma on the sun's surface. Yeah, that's right, plasma. You know what that is. It's a gas which positively and negatively charged particles have separated. Okay, they form a superhot mix that rapidly cools as it falls, so the rain looks like big loops. Isn't that cool? Interestingly enough here, the sun's atmosphere, the outer atmosphere is actually hotter than the sun's inner surface. And if you didn't know this, the distance from the sun to the earth right now is 92 million miles away. Never think it's that far, but it actually is. Isn't that cool stuff? Anyway, let's get right to the weather here locally. How about we talk about what's been with us? High pressure in control right now. Yeah, more pleasant weather for sure, and tranquil skies too, making for a fantastic day. Humidity has been much lower. Caught a lot of people at the pool. I was there too. A lot of people taking advantage of the pool today. It was just a better day for that. The humidity wasn't there, although the sun is very strong. So you definitely need that high SPF. 87 degrees in Harrisburg, 87 in Carlisle, 90 degrees. It's a hot one in Chambersburg, 83 York and Lancaster, 85 right now in Lebanon. But the dew point numbers, I like to show you these numbers, indicates how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Not too much. I mean, there is some. 58 current dew point in Harrisburg, but comparative to yesterday, it was about the mid-70s. It was disgusting out there. Not so much for this afternoon into the evening. Why? Well, it's all about wind direction. Northwesterly flow is with us right now. That's drying us out, keeping the dew points lower, keeping it much more comfortable. So you're going to feel this right through tonight and then even into the day tomorrow. So at least for the next 24 to 36 hours, no rain, no way, no how. So that's what we'll be looking at here. Temperatures are very comfortable statewide, and the sky's telling the tale. Not much going on here, too. It looks broken, but the clouds and radar, yeah, taking a little break. We just have some kind of what I like to call pancake cumulus clouds. Okay, they're just kind of that fair cumulus that kind of go by. There's not much vertical motion in the atmosphere, so you don't get the high clouds, just a little pancake clouds. And yeah, if you notice, I always compare weather to food. Popcorn storms, pancake clouds, why not? All right, clear skies right now across the Keystone State. You can see down to the south more of the same. The high pressure keeping us very happy, also keeping the skies very happy. And then into the overnight period, we'll see more of the same. Clear skies continuing tomorrow morning. Just some fair weather clouds throughout the early morning wake up, but it stays dry. As you see, that sunshine will continue right into tomorrow afternoon. Active weather staying to our south. And then more of the same as we roll into Tuesday morning as well. We're going to see dry conditions continue. So Monday, Tuesday look good. It doesn't get a little bit more active till the midweek. More moisture rolls in and the chance for a couple of storms. So for overnight tonight, 64. That's good. Good sleeping weather. Light winds around. That will allow those temperatures to drop off nicely. 86 for your Monday. Mostly sunny and warm. Winds out of the northeast about 5 to 10. So yeah, it's going to be a nice day and not too humid. All right, we do it again. It warms up though. This week for your Tuesday, 87. But the overnight lows will be comfortable from Monday morning, Tuesday morning. You'll wake up if you're one to get out early and like to enjoy a little morning walk, dog, whatever you like to do, coffee. It looks good. But then it steams up, if that's even a terminology, throughout the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right around 90. Be flirting with 90 through Saturday. For one, I'm not a big fan of flirting with 90.
No.
It's not so hot.
I don't mind.
But
I don't mind it, but you do. I have to give you credit, though. Yesterday, I said that you better be right about the humidity, and I better be able to feel that.
Yes.
You were right.
Am I Lara approved? Do I get the seal of approval from Lara?
Yeah,
Greenberg? Awesome.
For the one time in my life, I actually have to say you were right, I was wrong.
For the one time in your life. Well, we'll have to revisit that one. Continue.
Thank you, Chris. Well, this gorgeous weather, thanks to Chris.
Oh, there you are.
There I am, made for a perfect day for a picnic. Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Capital Region took advantage, hosting its annual agency picnic. I was there, as you can see. Bigs, Littles, and their families spent the afternoon at Coons Park in Lower Paxton Township, eating, playing games, doing art projects, and swimming. There were more than 100 people there.
It helps some of our kids develop other social structures. Maybe they don't have a lot of friends at school, or maybe they are homeschooled. This gives them the opportunity to make other friends.
Organizers say this is a bigger turnout than they've had in years past. And history was made today at the Travelers Championship. How Lancaster native Jim Furyk notched a new record for best PGA Tour round. Sports is up next.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6.